Welcome back to the Gridiron Goons. I'm your host, Brandon. I'm with the preacher.
What up?
I'm with Sean O'Mac. And today we got some recap going on, just like last week. We're going to keep this thing rolling, the same thing. Injuries, the Thursday game. Hell, we're just going to get into it.
Yeah, we got some big news this week with injuries. First off, Tua. This guy needs to learn how to slide because
he dove
head
first into the chest of DeMar. He said, "One of us ain't walking off this field." He tried to kill DeMar again. He damn near killed himself in the process. Give that man a guardian cap and let's move on.
That's all you got?
That is all I got.
Hurt bad too, man.
Prayers to his family and all that shit, but that's not what we're about right now. We're about protect yourself.
Do you think he should retire?
No.
Do you think he should retire out there on YouTube and Spotify?
No.
No, throw on the guardian cap and get under center.
Now, if he comes back off of IR, because he is on IR, don't forget that, and I see him walk on that field and he doesn't have a guardian cap on, I'm calling the Dolphins myself personally. I'm going to talk to Mike McDaniel, and I'm going to say, what are you doing? Get that man a guardian cap. Yes, it looks like shit, but he needs it to survive.
What if he wears a guardian cap and still gets another concussion?
Retire.
Play out your contract, then retire. Be a man.
Because if the guardian cap won't do it, dog it.
Get him a neck brace that holds his head straight.
Have a fifth concussion. Be a man, you know?
Dude,
like,
Shawn Michaels has had like 9 of them. His eyes a little fucked up, but the rest is
Heartbreak
okay.
Kid?
Yeah, man.
Yeah!
I got a WWE shout out on this one.
Yeah, you did. Big news out of Green Bay. Now, still perceived, obviously, Jordan Love is still on the bench, out for at least, one more, if not 2 more weeks. But Marshawn Lloyd has ankle injury, so
sucks.
It goes on the IR, which there's not a lot in the Green Bay running back room outside of Josh Jacobs now.
He didn't get a lot of carries anyway, did he? Boys?
No, he was more of like a split back kind of a...
I really liked what he brought, though, to the game, so it's kind of upsetting seeing him go down.
Who is the backup now?
I think they might be holding auditions and tryouts real quick, but...
Should I go try out?
I don't... You might be a good fullback, to be honest.
I mean, my back hurts, but I might be able to get 2 yards if...
I don't know. I mean, I guess so. Do you...
I would ask for like some Ray Lewis style pads, like the old school big clunky bastards.
The little kicker pads.
No way.
Lumbar face mask.
Yes.
Their running backup is Emmanuel Wilson.
Who?
I don't know.
Sorry, Emmanuel. I know you watch, but I don't know who you are, buddy.
So that's their backup right now. So that's Green Bay's running back room.
I get that.
Sean.
Yes.
What's happening in San Francisco?
Oh, they put some in the water, bro.
We've got Debo with a calf strain. CMC still.
Kittle's banged up.
What's happening in San Francisco?
A lot, but none of it good. The only good thing coming out of the Bay right now is Jordan Mason.
That is true. Speaking about San Francisco, I know you guys lost and it's a sore subject, but tell us about your time in Minnesota.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Great city, great people, great vibe. Just great all-around atmosphere. Besides losing, it was an awesome time. Stadium, top-notch. Just, oh my God, it's just awesome.
Good.
Now, were you in the nosebleeds or close to the nosebleeds?
Close, just under them.
So, paint the picture for the people on YouTube or on Spotify.
So, we were sitting right on the 50.
Okay.
Literally right where Jefferson caught that bombing strike.
How did that look?
It looked awesome, bro. It was awesome. It was pretty.
So I know you're thinking like, oh no, now my team might lose, but we all talked about that terrible trade you made. You said, "Oh, I'll get some points today, boy."
Right in the back of my mind, I'm in the stands like, God, son of a. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, yes, because I have Jefferson on my team.
It's like, thank you. I'm pissed.
Did you think about taking off all your San Francisco stuff and putting on Minnesota stuff in
No.
that moment? No. No,
He thought about it. Just a wristband.
I feel like
a Jefferson wristband.
And I gotta stress this. I've been to a lot of stadiums, and one of the main things I look at when I go to my games is opposing teams' fans. Vikings fans, top notch.
Really?
Yes,
Good
without
people
a doubt.
out there.
Did you get a lot of hate or
No, no,
Really?
Good. That's good.
I'll surprise myself. Great people in Minnesota. Great state to visit. I'll be going back.
So
Okay.
I know we got to make a TikTok video of like all your rankings, but is this up there for you?
Yes.
How many have you been to? How many stadiums? Because I'd like to know a top 3 is kind of.
I'm just going to throw in. It's got to be between 8 and 10. I can have an exact number once I'm just going off the top of my head, and Minnesota would be in the top 3 now.
Easy.
Wow.
Okay.
The architecture, the stadium's unbelievable.
What's your one?
Soldier Field.
Bears.
Bears?
Really?
Yes, I think a
Is
lot.
that-
I think a lot of it has to do with just the history.
The history. No,
Is
I
that
get
with
it.
Caleb Williams or without Caleb Williams?
Without. And once I go to Lambeau, given its history, that'll be up there too.
Yeah, I get that.
That might be a 2025 game for the.
I think
Gridiron
the whole
Goons.
Goons are going out to Lambeau next year.
If you want to sponsor our 2025 trip to Green Bay with the Gridiron Goons, hit us up. We would.
Buy some shirts.
Yes. And speaking of shirts, you got the
Still repping it.
still repping that Gridiron Goons
Still
shirt,
repping it.
and you can get those, and we'll have a link on our YouTube and our Facebook page as well. So.
Yes, we will.
We appreciate you buying our shirts. It's much appreciated. So anyhow, back to the injuries.
Yes.
What do you think?
Debo went down with the strain. Kittle left the game Sunday, but he only left to get IVs pumped into him, dehydration or something. Injuries. Jefferson has got an
Concussion
injury.
protocol. Yeah, concussion protocol for Jefferson. They said it was mild.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
I
You
thought it
didn't
was
hear
a
about
quad.
that? No. No concussion.
No, bud.
No. It's
You're not fucking with me.
no.
No.
I'm not.
No.
No, dude, it's now. Hold on. They said it was mild, so in theory he should be okay to play this week. It's not Tua throwing up gang signs in the wrong hood or nothing. Dude,
Too soon.
no, it's not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this was from Adam Schefter yesterday. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell said Justin Jefferson will be day-to-day due to his quad contusion, and added that he had a pretty positive early returns. So, I mean,
I read concussion protocol.
Which one is it? I heard quad.
I just
And now
heard
we're talking
quad.
concussion.
No, I know I heard concussion, bro. I was on Sleeper. Sleeper
on
wouldn't lie
Sleeper?
to me, bro. Now you got everyone looking. Just
no.
we all need to just take
no.
a step back. We all need to
no.
take a look at what's going on.
Anyway, Minnesota,
no.
great vibe. Love you. I'll be back
Am I coming next time?
if you want to.
You need to invite me. Like, don't forget.
Consider day-to-day.
Day to day.
There was nothing with concussion, bud.
Dude, I'm reading it on Sleeper. I'm looking at
What does it say?
it. Day to day through concussion protocol. I'm reading it.
Are you sure?
You know what, man? I was never good in high school, so that's why I got a podcast. Anyway,
Okay.
let's keep this
But
rolling.
yeah, no. So
Other injuries from that game, none jump out at me right now. Mason had another solid game. He's looking really good.
Pretty solid.
Kittle had a solid game. Aaron Jones had a solid game, if I remember correctly. Sam Darnold looked good. Brock,
Jalen Naylor, the no-name backup, put up like 15.
Jalen Naylor's solid. Yes,
Yeah.
he's going to be a waiver wire pickup this week for sure.
Yes, he is. I already have him in one of my leagues. I did neglect to start him, and I probably will not make that mistake next week.
All right.
Get into some more recap. Or more injuries.
More injuries. Cooper Kupp.
Hold on. One thing I got to say is the stadium there is off to the one side. It's like you can see through the roof because it's a dome, but you can see outside. And they had, before the game, after National Anthem, they had Apache helicopters flying over.
Sick.
It was
that's
sweet.
dope.
And then they did fireworks inside the stadium.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Cooper Kupp.
Dude, I'm so butthurt about that.
What does that mean for them moving forward?
The Rams are holding trials for wide receivers.
They're going to have to. That's all I
Do
can
we
say.
think Terry should be a wide receiver at
Terry? Yes.
Tear? Maybe.
Rumor has it he's actually trying out for the New York Jets' kicker position. He says he can kick a field goal pretty easily.
Oh, the Giants.
Giants for
Giants,
extra points.
yes.
Yeah, so he thinks he can kick a 12-yarder like through the uprights, no problem.
I'm out here talking about, bro, you got on some work boots. You ain't kicking shit.
Terry would be the kicker on the sideline after he makes him light him up a cigarette.
They're like, no smoking in here, and he pulls the Ricky Bobby. He's like, that's all right, I'm a volunteer fireman.
Isaiah Pacheco fractured fibula.
That sucks. But you know what's funny is I just traded Pacheco to Terry.
Terry?
Terry
You
got
did.
Pacheco
You
from
did.
me.
Right before
It was like
the
2
regular,
weeks
yeah.
ago.
Yeah, right before the regular season. You
Oh, man. Got his ass.
got him again. Fractured fibula. That's no bueno.
That sucks.
Kareem Hunt. This was recorded on Tuesday. Just signed with the Chiefs. What do we?
I don't know.
I mean-
Going into week 3, I wouldn't have him in my starting lineup. I would probably go pick up Carson Steele and go that route with it. But Kareem Hunt's a dog, as we've seen, so maybe he just flies
Take a
up.
couple of weeks to get adjusted.
That's what I'm thinking too. But you never know, man. He might walk up in there tomorrow and start practicing and climb right up them ranks. You never know.
But Andy Reid, for some reason, really loves the Steele kid. This
He
rookie.
does. Yeah, I know.
Next one we got. Well, we already talked about Justin Jefferson a little bit. But what about we got Raheem Mostert expected to go on IR.
Chest.
I believe it was a chest injury. I want to say.
While we're looking for that, questionable on the Dolphins is Achane.
What's wrong with him?
Ankle again, same ankle. I believe it was preseason. He got hurt. So watch for him. He was questionable last week too, but he played and put up a monster
He went
performance again. I was wrong about Achane. I will admit it now. I was wrong.
But you were right about some other players.
I was.
So, Raheem Mostert expected to go on IR due to, with chest injury. So, I mean, it might be more of a blow if HN continues to have these little flare-ups. And
Yeah.
maybe if, I know he went off last week, but if this is a persistent issue and causes, it may be a big thing, especially with Tua being down. You know, they're going to probably rely on the running game more often, as we saw with Green Bay with Josh Jacobs for Jordan Love. So, I mean, that's kind of wrap up our injury report today.
You lied.
We forgot one.
Oh,
We all forgot one. Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In practice.
Yep.
I got another one too.
Oh.
If you want to elaborate on Evan some more.
What was it? Hamstring
I believe
and
it was
pre-warm-ups?
Pre-warm-ups, dude. You had your lineup set. You were all good to go, and it was
Happened
like
to me.
10 minutes before the game. One more. He's defense. That's why we're not, really big on it. But my boy Vita Vea. I don't remember what happened to him. I'm not going to lie. But he's out, and he should be out for 3 to 4 weeks. I just remember it was something with his leg. I don't know. Quad, hammy, ankle, knee. I don't know. But he's supposed to be missing some weeks. So that is a huge blow to the Bucs defense because Antoine Winfield Jr., out. Vita Vea, out. We have 4 big names on our defense. 2 of them are out. So, not good.
No bueno, man.
Not
Big news in NFL this week, though. Bryce Young, 2023 first pick of the draft to the Carolina Panthers, benched for Andy the Ginger Dalton.
The Ginger Jesus?
The Ginger Jesus Dalton, man.
Oh, my Lord.
I'd like to touch on that. Bryce Young. Bryce Young is nothing but a scapegoat. David Tapper needs to be fired.
I agree.
I don't like him. I think it's unfair what they're doing to Bryce Young, and I wish they would trade him so he can get the hell out of there. He's not terrible.
Because Baker looked like shit on the Panthers. Who was the other one?
Darnold.
Dog shit on the Panthers. I don't think it's Bryce's fault either.
It's not.
No.
He's just their scapegoat.
I will say this, though. Bryce Young is definitely not showing greatness qualities. But he can only do so much.
Right, and I mean, granted,
So-
they did throw money at upgrading the offensive line this past
$70
season.
million.
But in the same flip of the coin, like you said, you only can do so much, and when you're not given the opportunities to perform at the level you need to, I don't know how much is it on him. We'll find out real quick with Andy Dalton coming in. Is it a Bryce Young issue, or is it a holistic,
I feel
organization?
Bryce is nothing but a scapegoat. The Dave Canales come in. He brought his whole new coaching staff. This wasn't their guy.
Nope.
Frank Reich drafted Bryce Young over C.J. Stroud. That was his guy. They don't want nothing to do with him. The new coaching staff. He is nothing but a scapegoat, and David Tapper is garbage. And they need to get him out of Carolina.
Where does he need to go?
Out of the league.
Woo!
Oh, no, I'm talking about Bryce Young.
Oh! And
I'm
you,
not
okay. I don't like that guy. He's not a good owner. And he's
How do you fire an owner?
I mean, this is not
Where's
the
he a
Packers
GM?
here, man.
he's the owner.
Yeah, you can't fire an owner.
So where does Bryce Young go from here? That's, I think,
He needs to go somewhere where he can sit behind somebody and learn the game.
I would try to take my talents to Miami because the starter's gonna go out. You'll get a shot, but you'll get to learn behind him.
really, I mean, Miami, where else do we see him potentially going that could be a favorable place for him?
I don't know, man. Maybe the Jets behind Aaron Rodgers. I'm just trying to think of
The
old
Rams
guys
behind Stafford.
Yep. The Rams definitely need a backup. Is Stetson Bennett back in the league?
He is. He's the backup right now only because Jimmy G's the backup, but he's on that suspension. But he's coming back.
Jimmy G ain't worth the fuck either, but anyway.
Anyhow, we talked about Sean's experience in Minnesota. And you're very high on Minnesota.
Yes.
Minnesota.
I think there might have been one place we didn't talk about Bryce Young going to.
Ooh.
The Giants.
I don't know, man.
She's like,
I
Carolina.
mean,
That is bad.
the first
It's
team in
not-
history, though, to score 3 touchdowns, not allow a touchdown, and
still
lose the game.
Sell the Giants.
But you know what? Malik Neighbors he looked really good.
He's a dog.
He's nasty, bro.
My lord.
I think we talked about Canales coming from Tampa to Carolina.
He's
and,
the QB whisperer, dude.
I think that was, for me, with this whole thing with Bryce Young, is I was hoping he did it again. We saw him come into Tampa, and Baker is now just absolutely flying off the rails. You, my friend.
Can I expand on that?
Yeah, go for it, bud.
All right, so hear me out, ladies and gentlemen. Baker Mayfield, if he can do what he's done these last 2 weeks in week 3, You cannot argue with me that he isn't top 10. That dude is top 10 if he can do it again in week 3. There is no argument you can make me.
There's no
that
doubt
dude
he's
is on
balling.
fire.
I mean, he is balling, and
Not just fantasy point wise, it's finding the guy that's open, using his legs if he can't find someone that's open, sliding to protect himself. He is playing the best ball he has ever played. He almost looks like Baker in college, if we want to be honest. Because Baker is his best when he gets to be cocky. And that's all he is on the Bucks is cocky. And I love every second
I just
of
really
it.
like Baker because when he was at Oklahoma, he planted their flag in the Ohio State O.
You did.
I love it.
You love that, right, Preach? Yeah. So
sorry,
you'll
Preach.
see
No.
if come next week, if on Sunday Baker puts up another really nice performance, I will be on here talking my shit about how he is top 10, and there's nothing you can tell me that's different.
well, I do have to say that I like how the team is around Baker. Baker's not like Baker's the front of the team.
We love
but
Baker.
I saw a video last week. Actually, my wife, we were watching YouTube and stuff, and this person was like in the tunnel as Baker and the team was coming out, and Baker walks out first, and then he turns around and he fist bumps every single player, every single coach on their way out, and that's huge from a leader perspective because that means that he is 100% in on that team.
Yes.
And you can definitely see how that team is all in on Baker being at the helm. I wish they would have used Big Mike more in this past game against the Lions. You said it in our conversations before, but that probably would have made it a whole lot easier.
Yeah. They say he was blanketed. There was many a time he was not. But Baker's favorite target on a third down is Godwin. So, speaking about Big Mike, we have some Gridiron Goons redraft league news regarding Mike Evans. Crazy Eyes. He snapped me and he said, Mike Evans is a joke. And I said, then send me a trade. And he said, I might. I didn't get a trade. So today, I'm taking a look, and he's a big Lions fan. Huge Lions homer. And I have Jameson Williams sitting on my bench, and I said, let's throw a Hail Mary. Let's see what happens. So I sent J-Mo for Mike Evans. That boy accepted it. Now, if you want to get down to the points totals, J-Mo's been better the past 2 weeks. But you can't tell me by the end of the year Mike doesn't surpass that. We ain't ready for that.
Well, I think a huge thing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is their schedule. So, I think where Crazy Eyes was that wrong here is everybody has a bad week.
Yes.
And
you can expect 3 bad weeks a year from a player.
I mean, now granted, you don't like to see the bad week, but he came off of a 23-point performance in week 1.
Yeah.
He wasn't used in week 2, 7.2.
Yeah.
But week 3, they played Denver.
PS2 is going to be all over him, so it is going to be a sketchy stuff.
But I do believe that there's going to be opportunities for him to get some points there. Then they play Philly, and then week 5 is Atlanta, week 6 is New Orleans, week 7 is Baltimore, week 8 is Atlanta, which playing Atlanta...
Love the odds against Atlanta. I never like to start Mike against the Saints. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm the biggest Mike Evans fan there is, but for some reason Lattimore locks that dude up. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he was talking to his mom or something, but he has mind control over Mike Evans. It's the only time I hesitate starting Mike is against the Saints.
So I guess his trade wasn't terrible because hear me out. His trade for the first little bit isn't terrible because they do have a lot of tough defense matchups. But where I look at this trade is when they come back from bye. Week 12, the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Week 13, Carolina. Week 14, Las Vegas. And week 15 is the Chargers. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then, so like, we get into week 15 playoff, week 16 Dallas, and week 17. If you make it to championship weekend,
who am I versing, Preach?
Carolina.
Sign me all the way up.
So that's
If he
where
plays.
Who plays?
in week 17.
He'd
We're
have
not
to play in
talking
week
week
17.
18. We're talking week 17 here.
Now, week 18, I believe, is the Saints.
It is.
So thank God we're running a 17 championship.
But I mean, I think this is where the trade is won and lost. Is the back half of the year, and if you're Crazy Eyes, which where is he at in our league standings?
I'm unsure.
He is 7th. So I know it's a little early to talk playoffs.
Yeah, we can't be talking
Preach,
playoffs.
it's week 2.
But
Grow up!
Whoa. I'm going to talk about playoffs here.
Whatever, man.
Crazy Eyes is 7th in the league right now through 2 games. So he's setting himself up presumptively to be a playoff fringe contender. Now that could obviously change, but if I'm one of these guys that's 5, 6, 7, 8 in our league, I'm looking at my acquiring targets for playoff time. And Mike Evans, getting rid of Mike Evans when you got a favorable playoff schedule is a problem.
If you want to come back to the draft, now I understand that, after week 2, 3, the draft, where you drafted people means nothing. But I do want to say that he drafted Mike Evans at the 210, and I just gave him round 12 Jamison Williams. So
Crazy Eyes.
just saying. He texted me talking about he was pissed off at Mike. He knows I want Mike, so I knew he was trying to bait me.
Yeah.
And I seen the exploit of he loves the Lions. I was like, man, we'll give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? This is why I send them garbage-ass trades, because sometimes they work.
So you were talking about good old Mike Evans and the Saints.
Yeah.
The Saints punted for the first time this past week.
In the fourth quarter?
In the fourth quarter. First time this whole season. Now, I want to get into a little bit before we start previewing Thursday's matchup. Are the Saints the real deal?
If it is a flash in the pan, they made the Cowboys look just like the Panthers. And that's probably the sketchiest sentence you can say when you're regarding football. That the Cowboys look just as good as the Panthers do.
Because this team has put up...
Derek Carr looks like a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, Alvin Kamara is just light. What was
Showing us
40?
you can definitely run on the Cowboys.
Yeah, what was it? 44 points in fantasy in our league?
4 touchdowns. He had that 50-something yard touchdown catch. I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, it's wild. And, I mean, where do we see their their run end?
I don't see an end in sight yet because they put up almost 90 points in 2 weeks.
You got their schedule there, Preach?
I actually do. This week it's Philadelphia. Week 4 is the Falcons. Week 5, Kansas City Chiefs. Week 6, Tampa. 7, Denver. 8, Chargers. 9, Carolina. 10, Atlanta. 11, they play Cleveland. But week 12 bye. 13, it's the Rams. 14, it's the Giants. 15, Commanders. 16, Green Bay. 17, Raiders. And then, obviously, the Bucks in week 18.
Here's my thing is I like the Dallas Cowboys defense. And the Saints made them look like shit. It's that simple. So, I don't know if they're flash in the pan or not. I don't think they are. I think they're finally firing on all cylinders. And I think Carr has molded himself into that offense. And I think that's why we haven't seen Taysom Hill take any snaps at QB. because Carr is finally that guy. He is on fire. You can't get any more on fire in a quarterback than what we are seeing right now out of
Well, I
Carr.
wish he'd find Olave more.
It's weird, too. They're doing all this point scoring, and none of it's Olave?
Can you
Rashid Shaheed is that dude.
Olave went last week.
It's not
4
good.
receptions, 81 total yards.
Which isn't bad.
And week 1 was 2 receptions for
Yeah.
11 yards.
Awful.
So, I mean, if they can find him more target, like...
If they're just using him as a distraction, it's working.
Right, but, I mean...
I think his volume increases as we go on.
I don't know.
If you're going to keep winning like that, not targeting him, I'm sorry, I'm not targeting you.
I mean,
I don't know
but
what else to
imagine if he takes off and they still produce the same out of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge team that we could be talking about making a big playoff push.
Dude, as of right now, they look like the next Super Bowl winners.
Which, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to...
When I seen them absolutely beat the Panthers into the ground, I said, well, yeah, saw that coming. But then Dallas steps into town and they do the same thing, and I was like, wait a second.
Kamara looks fresh, man.
And I was
He
not
looks
high
like
on him.
5 years younger.
Yeah, I was not high on Kamara at all.
What happens if they go into this week and boat race Philly?
I think that if their offense
They're
keeps
legit.
clicking, they're going to wash the Eagles. The Eagles just lost to the Falcons. And Kirk Cousins can't move. I'm going to say it again. I watched him take his 3-step drop. He goes 3 steps and then stands like a baby deer, like a fawn. He's barely holding on. About to fall over. A strong gust of wind, that dude's over.
It's not great.
He plays in Chicago, in the Windy City. He's going to get sacked by the air. I don't know.
All right, well, anything else on news, coverage, things we want to talk about?
Actually,
Yeah.
we had a lot of upsets last week. Speaking about that in general, we talked about your Niners losing to the Vikings. My Bucks came away with the win against the Lions. Packers won.
Yeah.
I mean,
Puked football and all,
that was hilarious.
Ravens lost. Eagles lost.
Dude,
A lot of the big dogs lost.
all of these teams, besides Chiefs, that we think are juggernauts, just getting cut down to size. Something's not adding up here. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if they're just not taking the other team seriously. I don't know what it is.
I know what
but
it
these
is.
juggernaut teams, like I said, I think the Lions are going to go to the Super Bowl. But if they're the same team that versed my Bucks, they ain't going nowhere. I don't know.
It's the script.
Oh, grow up with the damn script.
Exactly. Why do you think the Chiefs won?
Yeah.
That pass
Oh my
interference call.
God.
Yeah.
It was an actual pass interference. It's the only time I've ever been in favor of the Chiefs getting a call. Ever in my life.
Look.
That was pass interference.
Okay.
Don't look at the still. Watch the video. He hit him. He was
Maybe-
there too early.
Maybe let me put my aluminum cap on real quick. I think maybe the thing is that we're seeing a lot of people bet nowadays
Damn right.
and spend a whole lot of money on sports betting, and we know Las Vegas doesn't want to give money out.
No, they don't.
So
Trust
maybe
me.
people are like games are getting quote unquote, upsetted so that they don't have to pay out money, because I think that's might be part of it.
You're thinking Vegas runs the damn NFL.
Well, I mean, money talks, bud, and
Speaking about money, we didn't do this last week because we lost our ass week 1. Anyway, we're back. It's the Gridiron Goons Bet of the Week. Before I get started, Preacher does not condone gambling of any sorts.
I wouldn't endorse gambling.
Well, whatever, man. He doesn't like it. He says don't do it.
Yes, don't do it.
But he
don't
can't
do
control
it.
me because I'm a degenerate gambler with a crippling addiction. Anyway, I have concocted a winner for Thursday night, I hope. Notice I say I hope. We got Ramondre Stevenson and Breece Hall for anytime touchdown scorers. Garrett Wilson for 70 yards through the air. Hunter Henry for 25 through the air. Breece Hall, I got a long shot here, but I think he'll do it. 100 yards rushing. Ramondre Stevenson, 70 yards rushing. These are all overs, by the way. That is a $10 wager for a $581 payout. Let's win some money this week.
Speaking of Thursday's game, let's get right into it there. I don't endorse gambling, but anyhow, can't control you. So New England Patriots against the New York Jets.
What?
How many more times do we got to watch the Jets on prime time?
If Aaron Rodgers keeps looking like he does, they're about to move his ass off of prime time. That looks like shit.
Thursday night, 8:15 prime.
Gross.
Per usual. Jets are favored in this game. 6.5 point favorite. Over under is 38.5.
I'm the odd man out. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see on the whiteboard.
Yeah, if you're not watching on YouTube, our pick'em through week 2. Sean is still at a even
up. 16 and 16.
Even 500. I have gained 1 game. I'm back 1 with a 19 and 13 record, and Evo is still in the lead with a 20 and 12 record.
Thank you, sir.
So
Preach.
what? I mean, I gained. Look,
Sean, you got some catching up to do, buddy.
you do got some catching up to do, which hopefully this week you can start making some ground here. But in this game, you are the odd man out, and I need to understand why you're the odd man out. But I do have to preface this first by saying that the last meeting on January 7th, 2024, the Jets won 17-3. So why do you think the Patriots are going to win this game?
Well, let me say something along this line. I don't think the Jets can contain the mediocrity of Hunter Henry. That's why I have him for some yards. Aaron Rodgers' career ended when his Achilles snapped. Same thing with Cousins. I don't know why they're still playing. If anybody should get the MVP this year, it should be Kirk Cousins' agent. I just think that the Patriots can pull it off. If they can beat the Bengals, I think they can beat the Jets because Aaron Rodgers doesn't look that great. He's still going to put up some stats because he's Rodgers. But that dude, he's looking a bit washed. I know that probably hurts you being your Packer fan, but
let's talk about Aaron Rodgers real quick. Anyhow, go ahead and complete your status before.
I'm taking the Patriots. These guys have the Jets, and it is just because I believe in upsets. They happen, and you know what? It would not shock me to see Mayo's defense shut down the Jets, even though my bet doesn't look that way.
I did take the Jets, but Ramondre's running too good.
Solid.
I think he's going to have a night.
I think so too.
So the metrics on this, Patriots have the 18th best offense, and the Jets have the 25th best offense. 25th best defense for the Jets, 13th best defense for the Patriots. Passing, the Jets are 20th, while the Patriots are 28th. And then Patriots 5th in rushing, and the Jets are 24th in rushing.
Patriots 5th?
5th.
That's Ramondre.
Yeah.
Hey.
He's a lineup block if you have him on your team. You keep that boy.
I know, I'm just...
You're going to blow the mic out. Anyhow, talking about Aaron Rodgers, I do have to agree with you. I think these Achilles injuries are a huge issue. And it's not like they're young anymore.
Nope.
It's not like they're a young buck. They can shake this off. I know Rodgers was using ashwagandha and all those magic mushrooms and stuff and darkness retreat.
Hell yeah.
But if you look at Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers, they both look the same.
It's
They
looking in
can't.
a mirror.
They can't get the push off that they need to. Their dropbacks look sluggish and terrible. As much as I wish Aaron Rodgers the best, I think Father Time has decided
caught him.
to show his age, which is unfortunate.
He got him.
But I think for me, it just comes down to I still feel that the Patriots are a week, maybe 2 weeks off from really clicking on all cylinders. I think that Rodgers may be able to exploit a little bit of the defense. Garrett Wilson is a dog.
He is.
I think that it's going to be able to come up.
Christian Gonzalez, the corner on the Patriots, is extremely underrated. That dude's an animal.
He may be, but I just feel like this is a matchup where Aaron Rodgers and the Jets could
Flag!
Almost in the cup.
have been terrible.
He did what in this cup?
He passed this cup.
Ramadre.
Stevens.
Yes.
So, and why are you? So, if you're high on Ramondre, why are you picking the Jets?
That's a good question. I just told you I picked the Jets, but I think Ramadre's going to have a night.
No, but why? Why the Jets? Why are you not with Evo on this one?
Because I don't... Okay, so Ramadre is running so much because I don't think Mayo absolutely trusts Brissett. I don't think it's going to be long before we see Drake in there.
I would love to see Drake May take the handle on that. I'd love it.
And with all the volume Ramadre's getting, he's pretty much... I mean, besides him, who scares you on that offense?
Polk. He's a no-name, but
Polk's coming around.
Polk's a dog. I don't know, man.
And here's the good news. After tonight, or after tonight's game, either I'll be tied with you going into Sunday's games,
or I'll be 2 up.
So we're going to find out this week. And for you on YouTube, you're seeing the list of all of our games here. For on Spotify, that's Evo has the Patriots, myself and Sean have the Jets. So is there anything else we got to cover today? We covered a lot.
We did cover a lot. This is a longer episode.
It is a longer episode.
But you know what? We did it because we love you. No, I think that's it for us.
Anything else
What do you
there,
think,
Sean?
Sean?
Mac?
There wasn't a lot of...
Oh, actually, one thing.
What?
We're going to get way more active on TikTok. Gridiron Goons 2024 is our TikTok handle. Follow us there. We're going to do all the stuff that, a lot of other content creators do. We're going to do our own thing. Just come out, hang out with us. That's all we want. So,
Yeah.
other than that, I think that's all we got.
Yeah, I mean, like Evo was saying, we got Facebook.
Tickety-top.
Tickety-top.
Yeah.
We're on YouTube, so if you're on YouTube, appreciate your liking and subscribing. For all of our pod listeners on Spotify, we greatly appreciate you. Go ahead, man. You got the hot mic.
It's a hot mic.
It's a hot mic.
We don't have it.
Instagram.
Okay.
Why would you? Anyway.
Oh, man. Anyhow, as always, I'm Preacher.
Sean O'Mac.
And I'm Brandon, and that's us, the Gridiron Goons at the Gridiron Goons Studios. Remember, be risky on who you pick for Thursday Night Football. This is your week.